There we go. Okay, we're back. It didn't reset. The page didn't reset, and so it had all these bans from the previous game, which did not occur.
Oh.
So, we're working on it.
We are here with the first game of the Grand Finals, the NizzlesShizzles versus Spitfire, and already the NizzlesShizzles have banned out Hell and Circuit. Meanwhile, Spitfire have banned out Geb and Khepri. NizzlesShizzles are the first picks. They're on the left-hand side of your screen. Spitfire is on the right-hand of your screen. If you do not know who these teams are, I will go through each of the names for you. NizzlesShizzles is Mexiety, who is their jungle, Atomic, who is their mid laner, Fearno, who is their ADC, DanteLeFargo, who is their solo laner, and Rachetier, who is their support. Meanwhile, on the side of Spitfire, we see the Mollusk, who is their...
Mid laner. No, jungler.
Yeah, their
jungler. Turnip is their ADC.
The ADC. deadlymidget is the mid laner. Balentine is the solo laner. And Typhlosion is the support. We're going to see Mexiety immediately locking in Bellona, most likely going towards the solo lane, though. But some Wukong's still actually not been banned out. So yeah, going to be immediately picked up by Spitfire. Janus followed up. We haven't actually seen many Januses this
because they've been banned all tournament.
Mostly, yeah. That is true.
So, however, we do see that Isis is still available, and Atomic does lock her in after a moment of hover. And Isis is a character that does counter Janus fairly hardly hard, whatever. She counters him very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's something to consider is that Janus...
It's not just the... Yeah, Janus is a pretty... Well, Isis has a pretty good matchup against Janus, not just because she really counters him, it's more the fact that she just has a better sort of teamfight style compared to Janus, but Janus has a really good teamfight initiation with that ultimate just sort of flying through an entire map to be able to set up a teamfight, or disengage a team fight, or just... You can do so much with Through Space and Tim, so you can... It is just such a big ability. Athena locked in for the side of NizzlesShizzles as well. Again, that huge sort of... I can go to anywhere to try and stop the insane amount of what Janus can do. And then Huyi picked up for the side of Spitfire. We talked about him earlier, and he's actually kind of strong right now.
Yep, good to see Thor getting banned out by the NizzlesShizzles after Spitfire banned out Medusa. Spitfire not wanting to give Fearno and Rachetier that combination. However, we are going to see Hunbots get picked up, and this may have been an attempt to bait in the Hunbots pickup so they can play Awilix. Though, again, other options available as well. Also, no support picked up for Spitfire yet. Spitfire could play Sun Wukong support, but there are also Sheng Chen, Emir, Sobek, Kumba. Though Kumbhakarna is very popular in PC Smite right now.
Geb banned out.
Alright, Geb was banned out.
But yeah. We are going to see the Awilix hover on right now for the side of the NizzlesShizzles. So, as always, it's this sort of counteraction between Hunbots and Awilix, but we saw it last time and it didn't work out for the
Awilix.
Poor roster of... Yeah, the Awilix. It sort of turned out nasty for them on the side of Free K-Spot. No, it wasn't Free.
No, it was
it?
No, Free K-Spot abused with an Awilix earlier. No, it was Potato Salad, who we just cast.
Yeah, Potato Salad. Yeah. So that was unfortunate for them, but they are going to lock it in along with the Xbalanque. And then on the right-hand side, Kumbhakarna is going to be the support.
Kumbhakarna going to get locked in there for Typhlosion by Typhlosion. And again, Kumba not super popular in PC, though apparently very, very popular in Xbox. Again, different control schemes mean that there's certain things that are prioritized a little bit more. But at the end of the day, Kumba's got a lot of CC. Sure, he doesn't have a great laning phase, but then again, you're going up against an Athena Xbalanque, and you've got a Huyi who just had his lane clear buffed massively.
Yeah, he has a lot of lane clear now, and Xbalanque doesn't have too much. The Athena kind of helps him with the shield wall, but it's sort of only about half of the wave. You're very unlikely to get the full wave in there, unless it's already been cleared out. So, not that particularly helpful, but NizzlesShizzles again have this super early composition. Awilix, Isis, Xbalanque, Bellona, and Athena. Although it doesn't sound like much of an early game, if Xbalanque can be given a couple of kills, he's going to get going pretty quickly. And considering what they were doing last time, they were moving around the map pretty fast, and they were giving Fearno a lot of sort of at least assists and kills. He's been pretty high up in his KDA, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see it happen again. Meanwhile, on Spitfire, they have a couple of early game gods, so some Wukong and Hu Yi, but most of them are sort of level 5, where they start getting going, and more importantly, they don't really have like huge AoE ultimates. Although they have Batz, Hu Yi, and some Wukong. Some Wukong's ultimate I don't really count as doing that much damage. Hu Yi, although it does quite a bit of damage, is actually going to be counteracted by having the Batz ultimate underneath, because Batz is going to force out the enemies outside of the Hu Yi ultimate, so not really that great. They can still team fight, it's just Kumbhakarna has given them a very sort of single target team fight almost.
Indeed. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and give ourselves the 90 seconds or so for this to count down. We'll be back with the action in game number 1. Once again, this is a best of 3 series between the NizzlesShizzles and Spitfire for first place. This has some pretty serious implications on the overall bracket seeding and everything else, so should be a good set. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Week 4 for the North American Challengers Cup. Alright, and we are into the action. Once again, we get the NizzlesShizzles in the blue bottom side of your map, Spitfire in red top side of your mini-map, and Mollusk almost got himself caught out there trying to drop a deep ward, and was able to turn around in time, but that could have been very, very bad.
Yeah, and you can see it probably wasn't in the best place that he wanted to. Yeah, it's kind of being cut off quite a bit from where it was. He's just sort of, oh god no, I just need to place this and get out of here. As soon as he sees 4 people running around the corner towards him, not something you really want to be looking at, so maybe not in the best position, that ward, but it's not half bad. It allows you to actually tell if they're going for like an aggressive rotation outside of the solo lane, but it's not going to give them too much vision. It's mostly just sort of, I think that was going to go on the speed buff,
Probably.
so they could tell if they're going to do an invade, but had to be careful about it. Because, I mean, Awilix and Bellona invades, that could be pretty nasty.
Definitely can be. So we're going to go ahead and get our camera over onto them. They are going to start off with the speed buff. And again, this makes a lot of sense. Actually, oh, maybe not. Maybe. Mexiety, don't mess with me. Yep, there we go. You're going to go ahead and do speed buff first. They could still do speed into invasion if they wanted to. But again, it really comes down to their preferences and their comfort level of do they want to invade. They are going to go ahead and do this buff as well. But Batz and Sun Wukong have a reasonable clear time as well, so it's not the safest thing to try and invade on that composition. Unless you and start it at Camp 0.
Yeah, you got to be quite careful if you want to try and invade that. And everyone seems to be getting into the lane about the same time as each other. Yeah, they're not actually going to go straight for that mid-camp. Both of them thought that it was going to be a little bit dangerous, so they just got some of their extra XP in mid lane, and now they're going to get the mid camps. So they should actually be even, I think.
About even.
Yeah, they're completely even. They are actually completely even on XP.
Yeah, so we're going to sort of have to see, okay, who clears faster. Actually, tons of poke onto both of those members of NizzlesShizzles. So good stuff here ball there as well. Good silence as well by Atomic. And now Atomic, though, is going to fall anyways. That silence is not a long enough duration. Now Mexiety, though, is in trouble. Going to get the spinner. Oh, just going to fall there to Mollusk. That's a quick 2-0 coming out from the monkey and the robot. And that is massive for Spitfire. That is what they needed to start off this game. You have to shut down an Awilix early. And shutting down an Isis early as well certainly does not hurt. And Spitfire off to a very, very good start. Though I am sure that NizzlesShizzles will not let this go unpunished.
Yeah, I mean, in the duo lane is what we're seeing. The NizzlesShizzles is actually having a lot of problems. Like I said, they don't really have that great of a clear, especially compared to Hu Yi. So they're having a couple of troubles, like sitting on the tower mostly. They are going to get all of their gold, but it's going to keep them in a little bit of problems. Fearno actually going for the same build as last time, so the Death Toll Morningstar Conqueror, going into Transcendence later on. Does actually get hit by a triple tap though. He's taking a lot of damage. Mollusk falling into mid lane. Well, no, not falling. Taking down Atomic again.
Oh, the bounce off the wall, and Turnip's going to finish off Fearno. Turnip with the aggression, and that is not good. Fearno really needs to be babysat early. If he starts to fall behind, he tends to tilt really hard on all the teams that we've seen him on. So that could be very, very bad for the NizzlesShizzles.
Yeah, and in general, this is going across the map, apart from in the solo lane. Spitfire are winning sort of everywhere, and even then, this is a Sun Wukong solo. It's not exactly going to go badly for him as long as he plays safely and carefully. We do actually see Kumbhakarna in the mid lane already, forcing the Awilix to run away pretty quickly. Doesn't get hit by the portal though, but is forced to use that mana on that one, and that starts getting really costly later on.
Definitely. So everybody on the side of Spitfire is level 5. On NizzlesShizzles, only Mexiety and DanteLeFargo are 5, or in this case 6 on Dante, while everyone on Spitfire has their ultimate available to them. We're seeing everybody get to it on NizzlesShizzles now, but there was a good 60 seconds where Spitfire was getting online prior to the Shizzles over, again, one of probably the most important points in this game is that ultimate ability usage.
Yeah, and now we finally see Fearno hitting level 5, the last person to hit it across the map. But that's a really big level 5 that they're missing. Finally going to be used, and Typhlosion gets Mexiety in the mid lane again. This is looking very bad for the Awilix.
DanteLeFargo trying to get his blue buff, but again, at least the ultimates were used. He's going to get sent out there. The Spirit Ball is going to miss, and Dante is in trouble. Going to get the dash off, and it's going to be alright. He's going to get the Scourge off onto Mollusk, but I think he can't. They know that he can't do anything else. They're just going to let him back because they've burned everything else, and they would just want that experience. We're going to see Rachetier and Atomic doing the back camps because, again, they recognize as well they can't contest either. And this is free experience, and it's smartly done. Ooh, good through the wall, Spirit Arrow, or Spirit Ball, excuse me, not Spirit Arrow. Wrong character. Mexiety is going to get the first kill onto the Mollusk, and that is a 2-0-2 on Batz that fell, so that is going to help out Mexiety massively, and that's going to help out the NizzlesShizzles overall, because if Mexiety can get going and can get into hyper carry Awilix mode, they have a chance.
Yeah, unfortunately, he has died twice already, and I think he started off with a red pot as well.
Yes, he did.
So, even though Batz died, with it... Oh, actually, Balentine being finished off by DanteLeFargo with Eagle's Rally in the solo lane. So that's another kill for the side of NizzlesShizzles, so not too bad for them. But, Batz, although he did also start off with a red pot, it was more worth for him because he found a lot of stuff with it. So I think actually it probably is a favor in lead of the side of the Mollusk.
I mean, he's got 2-1 and 2 compared to 1-2 and 0. He's ahead by about 300 in gold. But again, simply getting Mexiety in at all, getting him rolling again, is what they need to do. You need to make sure that your Xbalanque and Awilix particularly are your 2 hyper carries. Everybody else can transition to be a support-y-ish character in some way. Bellona totally can tank. Athena is the tank. And Isis, she can be used as a support character as well in terms of applying some slows, applying some silences, applying some stuns, and then applying a little bit of healing off of her ultimate with some mitigations. That's all stuff that you can do with just levels, not necessarily gold. But Xbalanque and Awilix both need to be as high level and as high gold count as possible at all times. So, I mean, Batz doesn't need it. I mean, the levels are nice, but again, his ultimate's his ultimate. It doesn't matter if you're at minute 6 or at minute 36. Fearno Evil is still going to be massive displacement in a team fight if you hit it correctly, which we would assume that both Mollusk and Mexiety could do, assuming either one of them was a Batz.
Yeah, like, this is just a... this is just who can do better late game, and that is effectively what it is everywhere. We actually see Janus probably looking for a gank on the right hand side. Yeah, coming over there. Batz was able to zone them away from their own back camp over here, actually forcing deadlymidget to just play it safe rather than looking for a gank on the right hand side. Balentine actually forced to use his ultimate, not going to be able to hit the Awilix either. So that's quite... No, not the Awilix, the Bellona. So that's quite a big deal, and now the Awilix is back here. She can do what she wants, but what she wants to do is fight in the mid lane as the Athena ultimate was forced onto Atomic, who got hit by a lot of damage from the Janus.
Yeah, so again, and this is where Spitfire is starting to, for the most part, they're trying to dictate the pace of the game right now. NizzlesShizzles are doing a decent job of trying to force some aggression over to the solo lane. But then, Balentine was able to force Dante back, and because of that, excuse me, Spitfire was able to once again control the pace of the game here, and are able to say, no, you're going to come over here, now you're going to go over there, you have to respond, otherwise we're going to take your tower, and they're able to take both mid camps, and now they're probably going to take Fearno's life. Actually, no, Fearno's going to pop his ultimate, though, instead, and is going to survive. But again, Hunbot's ultimate actually is down.
Yeah, like, I mean, Mollusk wasn't really actually going to do anything there. It was just more the, I'm here, if we can force something, that'll be good. And they actually forced the Xbalanque ultimate for it. That's huge. Because that means that he can't get these extra assists in fights. And that means that he can't get that extra gold, which he so desperately needs.
Definitely,
and he's still getting quite far behind. He still hasn't got boots yet. He does have 600 gold in hand, but that's still level 1 boots. He's not even going to be able to get level 2 yet. He has to wait at least 2-3 more ways to be able to do that. So
compared to Hou that's sitting on full Soul Eater, and actually he went boots into Soul Eater, so the numbers aren't quite matching up. He's still 500 ahead,
yeah.
So
yeah, he's still pretty far ahead, and he's doing quite a decent amount of damage to him because, of course, he killed Fearno pretty early on. You've got to be very careful against a Hou now because the Ricochet just comes out with a lot of damage, and if you're a good Hou player and you know where those triple bounce points are, or even the double bounce points, you can really turn around a fight pretty quickly.
Definitely. So again, just awkward. I mean, we're seeing. Yep, Rachetier was being forced to use abilities in suboptimal manner. We are going to see good ultimate coming out there from the Hunbots. We are going to see good Eagles Rally. The Mexiety going to finish off Mollusk. So much damage coming down off of those 3 sets of abilities. And now Balentine is in trouble. He is going to go into the Oxform and should be able to get out of the Mexiety looking for it. Can he find anything else is the question. Mexiety going to back off because he sees the Janus ultimate coming through. And now deadlymidget looking for something. We are going to see the beads coming out. And that is going to be a disengage. Good save from Spitfire. They did lose 1 from their over-aggression. But they also know that NizzlesShizzles have committed so hard that they can't do a Gold Fury right now. Spitfire actually could have maybe ulted over... Oh, actually, hang on, Bellona is... I thought they were going to see a full rotation, but nope, Dante is in trouble. Is going to get knocked up into the air by Typhlosion and lands right on top of that. Actually going to be okay for now. You can see the pull in coming out from the Awilix. Dante will fall to deadlymidget, and we will see Rachetier finishing off Typhlosion because, well, we don't want to mess around. We just want to make sure that somebody gets that kill. And...
yeah.
4-6 now in favor of Spitfire. That was a 2-for-2 trade. Oh, actually, 1-for-2 trade, excuse me. The Rachetier is still in trouble. Again, no Gold Fury taken at least, so Spitfire's doing alright there. Apparently I can clip through the map in that part of it, so that's cool. Good to know.
I've been seeing that a lot more. You can actually clip through quite a bits of places in assisted mode. Anyway, but that was quite a good fight for Spitfire. They were able to do quite a bit, even though it was a 2-2, as you said, it was actually still kind of in favor of Spitfire in most senses, because they took down the Bellona and they took down the Awilix. Was it the Awilix?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
so, I mean, this is what we're going to see a blanket coming out from Monkey. They're going to go onto Atomic. Atomic is going to fall to Balentine. That's huge. We're going to see good ultimate coming out there with that Eagles Rally, though. Balentine continuing to look for something. Oh my goodness, perfectly timed ultimate there from the Janus. And the Monkey is going to make it out. There's the other Monkey away as well. And we will be seeing a disengage and perfect through space and time. I mean, because it hit. And the Monkey just... And we immediately saw Mollusk going through the portal as it came out.
Well, like, I saw it, and I thought, why isn't the Mollusk dead? Like, he just got hit by a Janus ulti. Then I remembered, that's a friendly Janus, and he just walked out of there. That's really big.
Also on the back of that, though, NizzlesShizzles losing their red buff because Hou came in and said, I'm just going to take this. I don't care that you're right here. I'm taking your red buff, not your attack speed. Which I thought it was interesting that he's denying the red buff over the attack speed buff, but he's punishing the mid laner, and then, of course, everybody else for the experience, compared to just punishing his direct counterpart, the ADC, in Fearno, who I think he thinks that he can punish more directly in lane.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Atomics has a really big problem. He's going to find it again. Not going to quite get hit by the Janus ulti, and the Athena Ultimate's force as well. But he's currently sitting at 0-3 and 2. He's been a big focus of a lot of Spitfire. And now Spitfire could, if they wanted to, start up the Gold Fury. They're playing it safe, though. They're fighting it rather than sort of going for the risky plays because they know that they can pretty easily outpush most of the people inside NizzlesShizzles.
Definitely Mexiety looking for the monkey. Monkey's going to make it over. Mollusk does make it out alive. Mexiety could have probably gone for a pull there on the ultimate, but I guess not. And Mexiety is going to get doubled, hit by the second and the third bounce of the Ricochet, and Mexiety will be back in here, and we're in a very awkward position once again for the NizzlesShizzles, as Spitfire is holding a reasonable lead of 2.5k gold, 4.3k experience.
This is a really good call here. They saw 3 of the NizzlesShizzles backing off, so what do they immediately think? Gold Fury. They're going to start it up already. It's already on half health. There is no one on the side of the NizzlesShizzles near enough. Balentine's doing a really good job of stoning 3 of them out. And Spitfire taking the Gold Fury before NizzlesShizzles can even see it happen.
And all 5 really members of the NizzlesShizzles rotated over. I really hate that name. So hard to say. Yeah, 3 guys, but really, this name is impossible to say. And yeah, they all rotate over. That's a 5-man commitment. Sudden Wukong is already back to lane. He's already pushing. And Bellona is going to be so late to get there because, again, the Spitfire is saying, you are walking to our rhythm. You play our game, not yours, meaning that you have to respond to what we're doing. You can't set any dictation yourself, which leads to these awkward moments where NizzlesShizzles lose a little bit here and a little bit there, and it all adds up.
Yeah, notice Mollusk's blink is now down. He blinked over the wall just to try and see if he could pick up the speed buff, but it was a little too late, just about 5 seconds too late. Awilix had just done it. So he couldn't quite get that, but that doesn't matter. The blink's down. It won't be down for too much longer. But actually, this blink is a really good build, because that means that he can actually do stuff against Mexiety. Balentine going to get knocked up below in the solo lane, forced to use the Ox away, and is going to be able to be safe just a little bit. Mexiety rotating back into the mid lane, knowing that he's not really going to kill Balentine, who has this mythical male
Atomic's in trouble here. Atomic is going to actually just manage to survive thanks to, well, the silence as well as the protection steal there. We are going to see Mollusk in trouble once again. Mexiety getting blown up. Actually may die here in the... Nope, actually just going to be alright. We are going to see a dive. Balentine going to finish off Atomic. Balentine going up into his ultimate. Probably going to dive on Mexiety as well. Nope, actually deciding against it. Mako and Rachetier. Nope, just going to bounce away. Oh, good 2-man taunt. A beautiful Eagles rally as well. And we will be seeing them try to disengage. Good usage of that Ox from by Balentine to get out. DanteLeFargo and Rachetier just going to opt to try and save the tower instead. And we will once again be seeing the Hunters going aggressive, and we will see Hou-Yi stealing away that purple buff that we were talking about before. So, NizzlesShizzles in a really bad spot right now, 15 minutes in. It says 8-4, but this gold difference and experience difference shows that it's really hurting a lot more than just that.
Yeah, and let's talk about the Hunters again. And you can see the Turnip's gone for a completely different build style than Fearno, who's going for the standard Transcendence into Boots, into most likely Soul Eater, followed by Executioner, Rage, and Fatalis.
Fearno prefers Aussie over Soul Eater, I've noticed. So,
maybe Aussie, possibly.
Again, it's not necessarily the optimal build. That is what we've seen from him in the past.
Yeah.
Is Executioner
Meanwhile, Turnip, on the other side, has gone for Warrior to buy Soul Eater and Xbalanque. He's immediately going for the attack speed, and he's going for the, I know I don't have as much damage as you, if I can let me just have a look. So he's sitting on about 75 physical power, 167 attack per basic attack, whereas Xbalanque is sitting on, he's sitting on 260 per basic attack. So he's got a lot more damage out, but with the passive of Xbalanque, that's going to make it a lot worse for Fearno, and it's actually going to make it mostly even. And then because of the fact that Turnip has the better attack speed, he's sitting at a 1.6 attack speed compared to 1.15. He's easily going to be able to burst down Fearno. So it's a really good, but there's a big fight over in solo lane.
Indeed there is. We are going to see, well, it was a big fight, now they're just going to run away. Mollusk's going to look for something, going to drop that ultimate. Good usage right there, tons of damage off that Fearno. Even we are going to see Mexiety running away on the top side, and he's going to keep running, maybe getting out of here. Balentine going to go up into the air and disengage for most of that. For now, going to go in deep though and back away. That silence does get rid of the other or get rid of the decoy, excuse me. Over on the top side, though, the other monkey, Mollusk, is still hunting, looking for Mexiety. Mexiety trying to... Oh, he does manage to deny himself to the tower. That still does count as an assist. Going back down to the bottom side of this fight. Eagles Rally coming through there, looking for something. Rachetier going to finish off DanteLeFargo, and this could be the turnaround fight that NizzlesShizzles needed. No, actually, good route coming after Typhlosion is going to allow them to disengage. Balentine going to get stunned out there by that Spirit Ball. Silence just a little bit too short from Atomic, and they are going to be forced to back off for now. However, that was 2 Tier 1 towers that were taken out there in exchange for a kill for an assist as well, because Mexiety went down to tower, so it counted as an assist because the monkey was still in the area. So Mollusk got that at least, but that's all that he got. While Spitfire, NizzlesShizzles were able to get the kill credit onto DanteLeMidget, but Spitfire did also take the Tier 1 tower in duo and the Tier 1 tower in solo, and they have very good pressure for when the Gold Fury comes back up, considering that the Gold Fury, or rather that Spitfire has not lost a single tower yet.
Yeah, and now the Gold Fury is up. If they wanted to go for it, they could do, but I think the best thing to do is actually look for more of the picks, which is probably the better idea, although they are starting it. Who he's going to start up in the background. There is everyone over here for the side of NizzlesShizzles. Mollusk is sitting around. He knows that there are some people over here. He's actually going to get a really nice link onto the Atomic. The Atomic is going to be forced to use the Aegis away. Nice jump away is on, just to make sure that he's going to be alive. But Mexiety is going to be probably finishing up in the background. Mollusk can't really do too much there. Going to get pulled in the area. Then Atomic is on very low health, but really nice taunt is going to keep him alive for just a little bit longer. Balentine forced to use the ultimate to finish him off. DanteLeMidget is going to finish off Mexiety, going to go through the wall as well just to make sure. Rachetier taking the damage from the stun. But DanteLeFargo and Fearno are here. Turnip is just going to avoid some of the damage, get knocked up, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to go down to Fearno. DanteLeFargo still on quite a lot of health, but Fearno on a lot less. Rachetier coming back into the fight as well, but he's not going to be doing too much. DanteLeFargo taking a little bit of damage from Balentine. Balentine doing a lot more damage to him though, and I think this should just be a breakup. Don't fight for it. The taunt actually going to put Balentine into the tower for just a little bit, not enough though. But Gold Fury definitely can't be taken out by Spitfire.
Yeah, very good fight for NizzlesShizzles from the standpoint of not letting Spitfire take the Gold Fury, but beyond that, Spitfire doing work upon their opponents. 7-11 now in favor of Spitfire. They are ahead by almost 7,000 gold and just shy of 10,000 experience, so they're doing quite well there. And again, we're seeing awkward builds coming out from NizzlesShizzles in some situations. A heavy hammer, third item, not necessarily the way a Bellona wants to build beads, though are get forced out, or do get forced out, excuse me, by DanteLeMidget. Rachetier though is in trouble, gonna start getting blown up a bit here by Typhlosion and DanteLeMidget, but Typhlosion may be out of position now. But a good portal.
Not the Janus portal. Yep, Janus portal is just going to keep him alive a little bit. Mollusk is looking for whatever he can find. The ultimate is going to come out as well. Rachetier is the focus right now. Fearno is taking quite a bit of damage on the side. You're going to see Balentine coming in as well. And Rachetier is on such a low amount of health. Balentine actually going to use the Janus ulti portal to go through. Atomic is the first one to fall though. But he's doing a very good job of keeping most of the NizzlesShizzles either recalling or staying here. Athena also is going to channel through onto DanteLeFargo as well. Spitfire are going to start up the Gold Fury in the backline as they know that NizzlesShizzles don't really have much to contest this anymore. They do have the Xbalanque ult still, but Balentine's doing a good job of trying to keep them out. Typhlosion is going to be here as well, forcing the Xbalanque ult, but finally Spitfire take out the Gold Fury. Typhlosion is on quite low health though. DanteLeFargo is chasing him up, looking for the last couple of bits of damage. He is not going to find it though. Mexiety is here. Typhlosion is in his passes though. Is he going to look for it? He's going to get the mez out. Fearno fall to the Mollusk, and he's still up. He used the passive perfectly. Mollusk is so low on health, but it's not enough to finish him off.
Falls.
And now Mexiety gets
that could be Fire Giant
and falls down. That's not going to be Fire Giant. They're too low. It could be, but I don't think it is. The best thing to do is just recall and then look for Fire Giant maybe afterwards, but the Isis ultimate and the fact that Athena will probably be back up by that time, it's unlikely they're going to do it, but they could try it if they wanted to. They are calling for it, so what happens here?
Yes, very good question indeed. Going to ride along with Turnip here. He does reset the aggro onto another teammate. Atomic is in the area, but again, I don't know if Atomic can get there in time. Balentine doing a good job of disengage, forcing a disengage here as Typhlosion is hanging out here. I would have expected to see Balentine helping with the Fire Giant burn and seeing the Kumba doing the zoning as, well, again, CC on the Guardian, significantly stronger than that on a Bellona. But Balentine is in a bit of trouble. We'll be disengaging, excuse me, CC of the Son of Wukong. And we do see Rachetier has DC'd. I'm surprised that we're not seeing a pause come out of NizzlesShizzles just yet. It's possible that they've accepted their fate, or maybe they think
it's probably one of the brief DCs, so hopefully he will come back pretty quickly, and otherwise it could be very nasty for the side of NizzlesShizzles. There we are, he's just back into the game. But he needs to get his ass over to this solo lane where Spitfire are aggressing with 4 of their members.
Indeed, I think they are just going to give up this first tier 2. Oh, there's a pause from Typhlosion, so this is the team in. This is Spitfire. Unpause.
Uh-oh.
Did they break the game?
I hope they didn't break the game.
Are you seeing are you seeing a stasis mode?
In 3.
Yeah. I was wondering if you're seeing a stasis mode anywhere, though.
I can't see stasis mode now.
Okay. Huh.
We're gonna go to a quick break.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go to a quick break, see if we can try and sort this out. Hopefully we are able to. Sorry about this. We will try and do what we can. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.